brothers and sisters. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Just going to wait a little while to see if anyone pops in. And so if you're watching the replay, you're going to want to fast forward about a minute, minute and a half until I begin sharing. Be a moment until I start. Like I said, if you're watching the replay, you're going to want to fast forward about a minute, minute and a half. Hope you're all doing well tonight. Okay, I think I'm going to get started. Okay, so this is an experience I gave a little bit of heads up to you guys, God, probably last year sometime. And actually it was maybe earlier this year now that I think about it. Months and weeks, well, I was going to say weeks, but it went on for close to 2 years prior to my father's death. I was experiencing ridiculous amounts of synchronicities and paranormal type experiences. Came a time when I knew my father was going to die. I knew within not even 12 hours, the morning before he died, I knew he was going to pass. I knew it wasn't going to be more than like a day. I actually thought it was going to be that evening. And so what I did is I went up to see him. And if any of you have any sick family members, any terminal family members, you might want to just hear this out. Or if down the road you have a sick family member that you know has got a terminal diagnosis or what have you, you'll start to experience things that you can't explain. And they could be all sorts of stuff. They can be almost like a communication that you're given of some sorts. It could be a paranormal experience. It could be seeing something like the clock changing, seeing the clock, 10, 10, 11, 11. But then again, that happens a lot for some of us anyways. But what I wanted to explain is that the day before he passed, I went up there, and some of you might be able to relate to this. I started seeing all sorts of dead things on the road, and I think I saw, if I recall correctly, I want to say it was like 4 dead raccoons spread out on the way up there, as well as about 3 or 4 squirrels. Then on my way back, I took a different way home due to traffic, and I saw like another, I want to say 3 or 4 raccoons and about another 3 or 4 squirrels, all dead, spread out, not like, within, right near each other, with miles of a separation. And then, this is the crazy part. This is the part of the story I wanted to share. So I literally get to my exit. It was an hour away, and like I said, I knew he was going to pass. And at my exit was a fatality, a car crash fatality, on the opposite side of the highway, right at my exit. And so both sides of the highway were basically pretty much shut down, or, you know, at least very, very slow moving, if at all, on my side. And so, sorry, just one moment here. And so, so there was a fatality there, like I said. And so, you know, I was just like, wow, like, you know, all I've seen is death today. And at the same time, that morning, I also had that feeling that, you know, my dad wasn't going to last much longer. And so, come to find out, I didn't know the person had died until the following afternoon. And come to find out that that person had died, and they were not that far down the street from where I lived. I think it was 3 streets away the person lived. I think it was a woman who was in her mid-30s or something. Now, when I experienced that, I was, you know, in my car in dead traffic, no pun intended, and I'm not joking, a light beamed down onto the car from some sort of something. I mean, you could call it a UFO, you can call it whatever you want, but it was something that you basically, wasn't even that big. It was like maybe double the size of a standard drone, and it beamed down a light onto the car for about, I think, it wasn't that long. I want to say it was maybe 30 seconds or a minute, and then it like went out across, like straight out, and then whizzed up into the sky very fast. And so I've always wanted to share that on my channel. I know I did, and if you go back to a video I did, I think the title is Gnosis, Journey Through Gnosis That Leads to Death, or something like that. And I explained it briefly in there, and I might even have a little more detail, but I never really made a separate video on this. And I always thought that was really, really interesting. And it goes to show you how the synchronicities work when you have a loved one, friend, or family that you're very close with that is about to pass. Like, there's some sort of connection that we have when someone close to us is going to pass. And so I was doing some thinking yesterday on this, and, you know, this is obviously all opinion going, you know, from this point forth. I wondered if, you know, how we all know about the, you know, when we die, we're supposed to, you know, we see the light, okay? And then we're given our life review, which, you know, I can go off on a tangent about that for about an hour or two, and how I feel about that. But I feel the light when we pass is a deception. And so, but that's, you know, you can believe whatever you want to believe, and maybe I'll do another separate video on that, even though I've talked about it before. So what I started to think is near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences to some degree, mainly near-death experiences, and even you can even go into the realm of alien abductions as well. And they have very similar characteristics. And it makes you wonder, does a device come down, whether people can always see it or not, I don't know. But I mean, I know what I saw, and I know it was real, and I know it was a beaming light. And hell, if I had a chance, I would bet that probably most of the people on the highway saw it too, because it blew my mind. And so what if that is a device that comes to collect your soul after your physical body passes? What if there are these devices or things or machines that manifest themselves when a human being dies, or maybe even an animal too, I don't know. And it's just some food for thought. I don't know what it could, if it's true or not, but it's all just what I think. It's a possibility. Because what I've always thought about, well, not always, but a good portion of my opinion on what orbs are not all orbs, mind you. I shouldn't say that, because I know certain orbs are obviously, whether they're lingering spirits or they're just spirits in the wait before they incarnate in a physical body or an animal or whatever it may be. What if orbs or these devices are part of the reincarnation system here on set place here on Earth? Like, what if they what if orbs are basically like a soul container, and what they're doing is either waiting for conception or waiting for some people to die. And what they do is they actually spit out a soul into the mother, or they take the soul out of the body. And then the system it's like a recycling system. Again, this is all just thoughts and on what it could be, but I think there's definitely some merit to some of it. But obviously it's all just my opinion, and I would love to hear some of your thoughts on all this, folks. And I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up. I can't read the chat, obviously, I'm driving, but I will check it afterwards. So if you want to leave a comment in the video below, feel free. Normally it takes a little while to process, so if you're trying to leave a comment right after this happens, it might not appear. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. So that's going to wrap this one up, and I hope you all have a blessed rest of your evening. Much love to you all.